First of all, Professor Mugendi and your team here, pongezi, for making Embu University the best performing university and the best performing parastatal in terms of governance in Kenya, and for consistently leading in matters good governance for 10 years. Pongezi. Vice Chancellor, I'll find time to come and visit and have a chit chat with the professors and students and staff. But not today. Today I was invited by the agriculture people, although they have taken too much time, but I've forgiven them because it is their day. I'll only make a request because we have other events in other counties today, 2 other different events in 2 different counties, and we have other meetings in Nairobi in the evening. I'll make my remarks, and then I'll request the colleagues who have just come. I will leave my brother C.S. Roko here to introduce them so that they can greet people, but I have to leave. So C.S. Roko, you will finish for me. Make sure the members of Parliament are able to say jambo, and maybe the speaker on behalf of the assembly, because we need to respect the local leaders who have come to be with us, really. Many of them are not farmers. Even if they are farmers, they are not macadamia farmers. But they are our leaders, and they are here because they want to express solidarity with macadamia farmers. So CS Roko, once I finish, the program continues. You come, make your remarks, and then you finish the introduction of the leaders, then you hand over the meeting to PS Rono and the team. Let me also say, before I say a few formal remarks, that I'm happy to be back. I was here a few days ago, and I'm always here. Sometimes it's never even publicized when I'm here, because this is home. So I pass here on my way to Tharaka Nithi, on my way to Nairobi, almost every week. Sometimes I stop to take tea, some other time. Yeah, so I was here recently, and thank you, Deputy Governor, for telling me that you really don't mind my many visits, and I have not started them when I became Deputy President, because my neighborhood is just here, so we've been passing through Embu and stopping in Embu for many years. And allow me to say, I know there have been some issues around Mugoka, about Mugoka, and there has been some attempt to remove Mugoka from the schedule to the Crops Act and the regulations under the Crops Act. I want to thank the leaders, the elected leaders of Embu County, because they have been very persistent and have been together seeking for a solution from government and intervention so that we don't destroy that value chain of Mugoka, which is grown in the lower part of this county. I want to thank all of them, the MCAs, the members of parliament from Embu, Waziri Roko, who is the immediate MP from Mbeere North, the governor, the DG, everybody has been very, very focused on this issue. We've had some engagements, and I'm happy to report this morning that the sponsor of the intended legislation, which would have affected Mugoka, has agreed graciously to drop that legislative proposal. And for the avoidance of doubt, the credit must go to the leaders of Embu County, from the governor, the senator, the members of parliament, the MCAs. They have been on my back, on my neck, on my phone, everywhere. And I want to report that they have done a good job. We've had a discussion. The Honorable Owen Bayer, who is a colleague of ours, has agreed that in the interest of the country's collective interest, he will drop that proposal, and is the proposal had gone to first reading. So it was not a joke. It was not supposed to be a gimmick. It was a serious thing. It had gone through first reading, but we'll find ways within the parliamentary procedures to have that matter dropped, since it is a private member's business owned by a private member. It's not a government bill. So please, Mogoka farmers, relax. We have your back. And your leaders got your back. I thought I should share that good news. The other things my brother was talking about, DG Mugo, Kinyua Mugo, they are neither here nor there. Because I don't think there's anybody who knows me or who knows the friendships and the ties between me and the people and leaders of Embu, who could imagine there could be the slightest issue between us and any leader from Embu or any person from Embu, because this is home, so there is no cause of alarm. I saw there were some politicians there trying to create problems, and there are no problems. And to demonstrate there are no problems, apart from what DG has said, I bring you greetings from my sister, Ses Mbaride, the governor of Embu County. She could not be with us because the president has called another meeting at 2 o'clock in State House on livestock vaccination with all governors. That's where she is. She could not be here and be back before 2. And that's why the minister also for agriculture is not here, because he's supposed to be in that meeting. Other than that, we are doing very well. And she will come and say that herself from here, so there's no problem. Having said that, let me now talk about Macadamia, then I ask to be allowed to leave. I am honored to join you today at this first ever National Macadamia Conference here in Embu County, one of our leading macadamia producing counties. I thank the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development through PS Rono, who is here, and the senior officers here. I want to thank you and the macadamia industry for putting together this, and particularly theming this conference to be farmer-centric, because the farmer is a fulcrum for agricultural productivity and progress, and therefore the theming of this first national conference is quite apt. Thank you also for bringing other stakeholders to come and show solidarity with our farmers, growers, agronomists, financiers, processors, marketers, all of them. Their scale, tenacity, and drive has taken this industry from strength to strength and put macadamia farming in this country on the global stage. I think we are about number 3 or 4, maybe number 4 in the world, 2 in Africa, in terms of production of this crop. This conference comes at a time when we are undertaking deliberate reforms in agriculture as the Kenya Kwanza administration. Why? Because 2/3 of Kenyans derive either all their income or part of their income from agriculture. And that's why Kenya Kwanza administration has agriculture as one of the pillars for transforming this country from the bottom up. We have therefore set forth ambitious objectives aimed at catalyzing transformation and inclusive growth. And our reforms as government are farmer-centric, just like this conference, focused on reducing the cost of food, increasing agricultural value addition, and bringing higher earnings for farmers. Allow me, therefore, just to make very broad interventions we've done in agriculture before I talk about macadamia, which is the theme of this conference. One of the things that we have assured as a way of guaranteeing food security and revitalizing agriculture has been to undertake a very ambitious program of farmer registration. We have registered 6.4 all manner of crops, the acreage, what they do, their income levels. And that farmer registration is ongoing because we believe there are more farmers who are yet to be registered. And it has helped us in our planning for this sector. So that process of farmer registration is one of the interventions we started with. Number two, we started very early with the national program for distribution of subsidized fertilizer. In 2022, when this government took over, the cost of fertilizer was somewhere between 7,000 and 7,500 per bag of 50 kilograms. We used government resources to bring that cost down. And this is fertilizer for all crops to 2,500. That subsidized fertilizer program, certified seeds, and favorable weather are the three factors that are responsible to some of these changes we've seen in the growth of our agricultural sector. Of course, we've had other interventions specific to certain crops, like the Coffee Advanced Cherry Fund, which we brought from 2 billion shillings to 7 billion shillings. And that again has had its effect, and the effect is showing even as we speak as one of the things that have catapulted coffee prices threefolds, fourfolds into highs never realized in the last 35 years. We therefore are on course of revitalizing agriculture. There is a lot that needs to be done, especially in the livestock, the dairy and livestock sector. And we are also aware that because of climate change, as some of the speakers have said, we are experiencing unpredictable weather, and that is disrupting our productivity of both the crops and also the livestock sector. We've had crop failure, we've had livestock deaths because of harsh weather. But nevertheless, we are investing in innovative technologies that are climate smart, that will help us overcome the challenges of climate change and push agriculture to the next level. What have we been able to achieve so far? Already, we've distributed 14.7 million bags of fertilizer between 2022 and now. Last year alone, we distributed 5 million bags of planting fertilizer and 2.8 million bags of top dressing fertilizer. That was last year, and that has helped us to bring down the cost of fertilizer. As I've said, it has also given us food security. This year we intend to distribute 12.5 million bags of planting and top dressing fertilizer. And we hope that should help us take production to new levels. Allow me to say also that we are now concentrating in refining the fertilizer delivery and distribution model to make sure all farmers get fertilizer at the right time, they get the right fertilizer for what they grow, and we are investing in cooperation and support with the county government to a very efficient last mile delivery where the farmer gets the fertilizer at their doorstep, literally. We also don't want late arrival of fertilizer. For example, fertilizer, certain types needs to come when the rains are setting in to allow it to sink and dissolve in the soil. If it doesn't arrive at when the rains are coming, setting in, it will not be as effective. To 2022, we found earnings, Kenya earnings, export earnings from tea at 138 billion shillings. The following year, 2023, as a country, we were able to push this from 138 to 181 billion shillings. Last year, 2024, we pushed it further from 181 billion shillings to a record 215 billion shillings. Again, something we've never achieved in the past. Why did we get this progress? We removed VAT on teas purchased from local tea factories and equipment imported for value addition in cottage industries. We also distributed climate-smart, high-yielding tea seedlings to farmers. We also enhanced research and capacity building for 294 micro, small, and medium enterprises on manufacture of specialty teas, value addition, and product diversification in collaboration with the Tea Board of Kenya. These are some of the interventions that took us there. We did not achieve that just like that. Of course, we also availed for the first time subsidized fertilizer to KTDA. On maize, again, production has risen from just last year, from 2022, 34 million bags to 46 million bags. We are closing the gap on importation of maize. Maize production has increased, or rather, we have been able to decrease the importation of maize by 6%, and we are on target to make sure that we make that, or we retain that at zero. Coffee, again, even without expanding the acreage under coffee production, our interventions as this government has brought an increase in export earnings in coffee from 25 billion in 2022 to 34 billion in 2024 because of certain interventions around fertilizer, around governance in the coffee cooperatives, and the reforms we are doing at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange, removing cartels and multiple licenses, carefully thought out government interventions that are yielding fruits. The prices, which were 50 to 60 shillings a kilo of cherry, now are going for 130, 140, 150 shillings a kilo. There is promise that the prices can only go up. We are also investing in other value chains, edible oils, sugarcane, nuts, rice, etc., etc. And in livestock, we are also doing interventions. Again, because of the theme of today, I will not belabor that, but we have exported last year 42,000 cattle, 9,600 sheep and goats, and over 2 million chicken to international markets, including Oman, Tanzania, Uganda, Mauritius, Seychelles, and the DRC, among other countries. Our milk production has gone up. We have attained the guaranteed minimum return price of 50 shillings. We found it at 33 shillings. Work in progress again. We still have areas of concern around animal feeds to try and bring the cost of animal feeds down. We are working on it in this financial year, and that should give us better returns to farmers of milk. We are vaccinating our cows. I have just told you the president's meeting today with all governors in the Republic of Kenya, all county governors. Or I should have said all governors except the governor of the Central Bank of Kenya. This meeting is on the vaccination. We have 22 million heads of cattle, one of the largest in Africa, around number 3, number 4 there. One of the largest herds of cattle in Africa is found in Kenya here. 22 million, 50 million small stocks, goats and sheep. We've gotten market for them, but we've been told our livestock vaccination program is almost collapsed because only 10% of our livestock is vaccinated. And we've been told to access international markets, we need herd immunity, where you have vaccinated more than 80% of your livestock. That's why we are rolling out that program. And we are relying on Governor Barire and the team within the Council of Governors to join hands with national government so that we vaccinate our cows. Unfortunately, I had some politics around it sometimes last year. And you know, I don't stop wondering about magical Kenya and how we politicize even science. Now, as we do this, we are looking at value chains. Allow me to say another intervention, the last one that is cross-cutting, is on the establishment of county aggregation and industrial parks in the 47 counties. The national government, in collaboration with county governments, is putting up in every county a county aggregation and industrial park. And we're asking county governments to work with national governments to aggregate farmers, first of all, in cooperatives, and then identify the value chains that will be aggregated in the county aggregation and industrial park. And I know for Embu, Macadamia is one of those crops. The Kaipi in Embu is one of the ones we have given priority because the county government of Embu put a lot of effort, more than other counties. So what we did, because we need to allocate national government resources where there is effort from the respective county governments, we have identified 13 counties which are in the priority category of completing their KIPes. Embu is one of them in this region. Kirinyaga is another one. Meru is another one. And then we have 13 others spread in other parts of the country. I think Migori, Busia, Bungoma, Kakamega, I think Uasin Gishu, and a few others. Those 13 KIPes will be completed and will be operational by 31st December this year. We will go out of our way, and I'm the one who chairs that intergovernmental effort on behalf of the president. We will make sure it happens, because that is the first step towards value addition and taking agriculture to the next level. So I think there are about 4 or 5 crops here in Embu County which have been identified through public participation to be aggregated at the Embu KIPE. One of them is Macadamia. And we want to add value here, aggregate and add value. So we are working on the enabler facilities to take to the KIPE, like water, electricity, and ICT, and roads. And that's why I'm chairing that effort to make sure that by that 1st of December this year, at least 13 counties in Kenya will have completed and operational KIPes, which His Excellency the President can come and commission. Next year we'll pick on another cohort, let's say of 15 or so. And gradually we are going to make Kenya take the first step towards manufacturing and industrialization and value addition through the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto on one county or on one KIPE per county in the next 2 years. So, good people, I hope Macadamia farmers and stakeholders are ready to optimize the Embu KIPE and aggregate so that Macadamia becomes one of the products to be aggregated for value addition at the Embu KIPE towards the end of the year. We also like this idea of bringing stakeholders together, farmers and processors and everyone in between, and government, both national and county. This is the way to go, because the future is going to be defined by partnerships, technology, and people. 3 things that will define the 22nd century. It is partnerships, technology, and people. If we get those 3 things right, we will take Kenya, Africa to the next level, and will make Kenya play a greater role in the world than it is playing today. Kenya is the 4th largest producer of macadamia in the world and 2nd in Africa. thanks to our favorable climate and growing investment in processing. We have over 200,000 smallholder farmers actively growing macadamia across the country, contributing to household incomes and the economy. The subsector is supported by 40 processing companies, more than 40 processing companies, many of them based in rural areas, and many of them are creating jobs for youths and women, which is an important national development agenda. You've already seen the young people here. I am very happy to see young people passionate about farming and deliberate and so energized. And I want to request DG that the county government of Embu should support these young people. And as you see how to support these young people, some of whom have spoken here, let us know. Some of us would also want to lend our hand to support these young people, because these are the billionaires of tomorrow. These are the people who will take over from where the founders of macadamia farming, the people like Peter Munga and Pius Ngugi, these are the new generation titans of this industry, and we really want to be part of your success. Good people. Now, I really don't want to bother you with so many things. I just want to commend the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. I know we have interventions we are making in the next phase of our transformation of this macadamia value chain around seedling support, expansion of market through promotional activities, through enforcement of the regulatory framework. We are not going to allow the export from Kenya of in-shell macadamia unprocessed. We will not allow. We catch you, we put you in jail. Let us value add, because once value addition takes place, the prices just multiply tenfold, the value, the return. And therefore, we are not going to renege on this policy. We'll be very firm. Trust you me, we will enforce this policy. At least you can trust a former interior minister when they assure you that there will be enforcement. We will make sure that we have caught a few. We just intercepted some characters just last week, Alpha and our enforcement teams, and we are going to be very vigilant. We cannot allow Kenyan farmers to be exploited, and we cannot export our precious macadamia commodities at throwaway prices. We are also, I'm also aware the county government of Embu and other counties, county governments where macadamia is grown are also doing their part, as the DG has already said on behalf of the governor, and therefore this should be a collaborative approach. We need more concerted effort. We have a gap around extension facilities, extension services to farmers. One of the key enablers for transformation of agriculture is extension services. And between us and county government, the national government and county government should find a way to ensure that macadamia farmers get quality, timely extension services. We are working on budgetary support to our national government departments, that's in agriculture and AFA, to make sure they have enough resources to play this role. Now, I think let me leave it there for now. I just thought I should say a few things. The other things I can say some other time, because I am a frequent visitor. And not just a frequent visitor. As I said, Embu is home. And there is nobody who is disputing that. If anybody is disputing, let me know. So I am very happy to see all of you. I'll come back again, Professor Mugendi. I have a date with the university. I really need to come and learn the best practices that you and your team have put here to make Embu University consistently a leading university, a leading parastatal matters governor. The political leaders of Embu, you have my full support, not just on Macadamia and Mogoka, on anything. And the cry of your people is my cry as well. And not just Embu or the other counties across Kenya, because we have one country and we owe each other mutual solidarity. I want to thank you once more, and with those very many remarks, appreciate your time. I will now ask, you know, we are bottom-up people, but because of the complicated nature and the busy schedule that all of us have across the country, sometimes we do something called trickle-down. So I'm going to ask the Minister for Public Service, who is, you know, traditionally he should have spoken before me. But those are old things. Those are old things, because if we go that route, we will be in one event the whole day, isn't it? So the one who ask CS Ruko, you make brief remarks, these people are hungry, they want to go for lunch. And then you invite the MPs and then maybe the speaker on behalf of the county assembly, then you hand over the meeting to PS Rono and the team. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. Thank you.
Asante, Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais.